Now that you have sort of that context in mind and can understand from a numerical standpoint on what it really means and what the opportunity and the upside really is, it's helpful to kind of dive in a little bit more into the operational process and think about what it would be kind of like a day in the life of a ZAP associate, so to speak. And so really it's about the ZAP app. As I articulated earlier, this app has really been designed fresh from the ground up, with no preconceived notions around what the experience should be. We kind of built it totally from your perspective, saying like, how is it going to be as simple, as easy, as elegant as possible to kind of fit this in sort of seamlessly into your day-to-day life and ensure that you can earn money in sort of a very passive fashion where you just are leveraging the existing asset, existing car that you have. And so it all comes down to this app. It gives you the functionality to go ahead and select those times for listing, customize the pickup location, as we said. Then you receive the bookings with the notifications coming, the start time, etc. There's a very simple sort of checklist that you will fill in to indicate that the car is already healthy in terms of the maintenance and the fueling, etc. So you're all set for giving your car out to a customer. So in that way, it's a little bit like kind of like an Airbnb almost, where you have your house or your apartment that you get ready for the person to come and use. So in many ways, it's along those lines. So very simple. All that's digital. All that's in the checklist. So again, no hassles, no issues. It's just really a matter of seconds to kind of get that in order. So again, very, very convenient. But then when that's already done, when the car is listed, you get the booking coming in, then what happens is the user will have the message. He'll get notified where to pick up the car. He'll actually be able to go then, and his registered mobile number from his smartphone is synced up to our system so that him and only him, so he's the only person that can actually go and unlock the car and then kind of go and start his booking and zoom off. So that's actually enabled through this proprietary IoT device, which I was alluding to earlier, which we have in all of our cars, which not only has vehicle tracking 24/7, but it has the ability to lock and unlock the car through the central locking system, and also the ability to have a tap in to the overall car diagnostics. So thinking about the health and wellness of the engine, the clutch, the brakes, all that is all included in the proprietary IoT device. So that's another added advantage there, which I'll get into a little bit more later. And so finally, once the customer is on his booking, then he goes, zooms off wherever he's going to go, and he comes back, and then he just reviews and approves the drop-off checklist, and he actually goes and he just releases the car back and just moves off, and that's a matter of seconds as a process. So ultimately then you'll kind of go and corroborate and sort of confirm what the customer has done after the booking, and so that will officially sort of close off the booking, if you will. So you're kind of like the surrogate to the car, just to ensure that everything is in good working order. Again, very similar to sort of like an Airbnb process that you might expect. And so I think this is really, again, simplified even more because it's all there on the app. It's and it's in a car, so it's in one place. So when we think about then a little bit more on what our systems and our processes do and how they empower you as an associate, it really goes back actually to this IoT device, which I was just alluding to, because it not only has the 24/7 tracking, but it has this app-based lock system. So it really frees you up. So there's no manned handover as such. It's not like you have to sit around at home waiting for a booking and waiting for a customer and then handing them the keys and saying, okay, sir, go and have a nice journey. It's not like that. It's very touchless. It's very self-serve. It's very interactive, where the customer can go engage with the phone, either use the app or drop a simple SMS and lock and unlock the car. And the keys are securely fastened in the glove box already, so there's no issues, no chance for theft. This is something which we've been perfecting actually over the last year plus, and really have spent significant amounts of effort and time to really look at the absolute best practices. And we've done rigorous testing over thousands and thousands of iterations. And we've seen that this is extremely reliable, and it's something which really that customers love, and it's a big wow factor. And in fact, it actually helps a lot with our demand, but it also makes your life as an associate much easier, and that's really the name of the game for us. So not only do we have this app-based unlock through the IoT device, but we also have other systems and checks in place, such as sort of speed governance, where we have a warning system tied to certain speeds, so that when customers are exceeding that, there's strong beeping notification in real time to ensure that the customer, the driver, reverts back to a more sane, sort of more healthy level, to help ensure that accidents don't take place and the car is in good shape. And so we're very serious and vigilant about that, and we have been actually for some time. And so finally, this real-time monitoring around the health and wellness of the car and the mileage of the car. So this is what I was alluding to, where really I think huge value can come, because oftentimes people say, oh well, if I put my car on the Zoom system, will I have much higher maintenance charges, or will I have cars that the parts won't last as long? Now that's it's a valid question that people have and they raise. And what we've done to aggressively address this question is we have, again, in our belief, this is one of the most sophisticated systems across the world, not just even in India, because we're monitoring and tracking over 20 different components and parts around the car in terms of processes and systems, etc. So when we think about clutch, brake, battery, engine, suspension, AC, these are some of the most critical components, I think everyone would agree, around the vehicle. And so we can actually get real-time health and wellness understandings around the same. We can also then kind of tie in the customer's driving, we can tie in your driving, and give actual real-time driving scores, and give that feedback more in real time through push notification, through SMS, through audio alert. And that's something which can radically improve driving habits, and help, because ultimately what we do is we tie that back in then to our loyalty program. So if customers are driving and they have a driving score of say 95 out of 100, and someone else has maybe 75 out of 100, well, we can actually incentivize and give additional carrots for those customers who are driving really well, and we can have more cost and sticks for the drivers that are not performing as well. And so that ensures that you're consistently seeing strong habits and improvement around the car health. And it also allows us to do more preventative maintenance around the car, so you don't get caught in an issue that might come up later on. So it's always better to kind of nip those things in the bud, because the reality is, the car, it's like any machine, it does need ongoing maintenance and servicing. Certain components will obviously wear out over time. And this monitoring system gives you enormous insight into that. Where before it was largely guesswork, and even if you had a private car that was not associated with ZAP, this was obviously a major frustration, because you never really had a good sense, you didn't have sort of objective facts and data. Now also this is a way for us on a normal service and maintenancing, when you have a normal maintenance event, you can actually save costs there as well, because you kind of know exactly what's up and sort of what's going on, and ensure that they're doing the right things at the right times. And so all of that will really help. And so then finally, which is again something briefly touched upon, but the fact that the mileage can actually improve significantly, because we can give real-time insights into the behavior that you exhibit, such as harsh braking, or sort of swerving, or thinking about having acceleration which is too aggressive, let's say. So all of that will funnel into the car mileage, and if you're doing that in the right way, then you're actually going to save considerably on fuel, and that's also something which we're confident a couple thousand rupees a month can certainly be saved on fuel over top of your revenue and the in-hand cash that you'd expect from your booking earnings.